Hello, this is Telmir and welcome to another repair video. In this video we're working on an iPhone XR. This one has a particular issue with its sound. So if I just put this up I don't need this plugged in, put this up as close as possible, you'll be able to hear this. If you hear that, you'll notice that that earpiece speaker is buzzing. This is a rather common issue with iPhones, and the fix is basically just to clean that ear speaker grill. I got the phone all apart now, and I just got it right down to the bare bones here. So I got the earpiece already unscrewed. Now, you got to be careful around here. There's a lot of very tiny little cables. This bit here is generally speaking alright. Relatively easy to pop up to some degree. So I've got that bit just levered up a little bit. I'm just going to show you how I do this at least. And if you go back here, you can just lever this up, and you got to do it really careful. This right here is a sensor that's needed for the Face ID. If it's damaged, Face ID fails. These little guys specifically right here, they actually crack sometimes. So especially if it's received a lot of damage from a fall or something like that. And there's also a plate that goes across this. You just take your tweezers and you pull it out like that. And put it back in pretty much the same way. I think that's out now. Very good. Now this bit right here, sometimes it's really hard to get out. It's actually come out relatively easy this time around, but I usually just use a little spudger if it gets stuck. And you can just wedge it in there and pull it up. The last bit there that you want to get out is this little guy right here, and this one, it can be really difficult to get out. You just got to be very patient and careful. You don't want to stab upwards, you just want to lever it up. There we go. That came out relatively fast. Very good. Now we got that out of the way. Right underneath here you've got a grid, and I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this, but it is full of gunk right now. Now, there's actually two ways that you can clean this. One of them is not nearly as invasive, where you just leave the entire phone together and you just drop some drops of alcohol on top of it, and then you put in a continual frequency. I think it's 159 hertz or something like that, and it just vibrates all the gunk out. That doesn't always work. It generally works, but in this occasion, it looks like there's enough gunk in here that I think I need to take this little bit of frame out here. Sometimes when you take this out, it does not go back in, which can be very frustrating. So I am going to try to clean this without taking out this plastic frame. So to do that, I'm first going to start off with some drops of alcohol. Grab a Q-tip. I'm going to put some alcohol on this as well. I've got one of those little guys here that works great. Just tap it a few times on the top. And I'm just going to rub it over it just lightly at the moment. Now I'm going to turn it over and you just go from the other side. See what I can do with that. Just going over the grill. It's not getting out much dirt right now. I might even use a toothbrush briefly. Put a little bit of alcohol on the toothbrush and give that a just really careful scrub right inside here. If you got something a bit finer, stiff but finer than a toothbrush, I think that also would probably work even better for this particular job. I'd really like to not remove that plastic housing that's surrounding the lenses there, if at all possible. After you're done all this, you're gonna have to take a clean Q-tip and just swap away all the areas where the alcohol is gotten into, so that it doesn't cloud up the lenses and the sensors. I'm gonna see if I could just dry this out a little bit. I can actually see clear through this now. So that worked out quite well. I don't think you guys will be able to see it, but Yeah, you see that right there? I'm just moving the Q-tip. You can see it right there in the lens. Now if I move it over here, yeah, you see that? You can see right through. That may have actually done the trick. So let's get a new Q-tip. And we're just gonna clean up these lenses here. They've got little spatters in them, if you can see there. Right there. It's got some spatters. This one probably does as well, and I know that one does as well. Even this one has some, I think. Yeah, it had a small amount. You just give it a little twist. And finally this one. That did nothing at all. This one in the center is actually a sensor. Yeah, that's getting hard. I think I'm gonna have to leave the alcohol in place on that one. I think I'm gonna have to call that good enough. So I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to get that perfectly clean. It's got a little bit of a rubber gasket in the center, you know? And that rubber gasket has caused me problems. Not rubber, it's adhesive. Just dry that off. You can even take, if you've got one of these, you can buy these on Amazon. I don't know what they're called. Maybe manual air, I'm not sure. If I blow in here, it just comes out nice and like you can just feel a wind coming right out through that. So that's done well. Let's reassemble it and we'll see if that worked. Give it a good test. Now there's one thing that I'd like to show right here. This is the earpiece, and you notice it is clean. There's nothing obstructing it. If there is something obstructing it, you could probably take yourself some tweezers and just get in there very carefully and just clean out what's in there. Time to reassemble. There you go. It's all gone. That fixed it. Thank you guys all for watching. If you liked the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. I'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.